Yes, my G's. Hey, last one was a bit of a mazzoline, but do you know
What's
what?
good, my G's?
Today is the day that we deal with that.
The last time we linked up, well, last time I saw you or you saw me, there was some rain and ratshit. That's where it was coming from. And today, I've decided, I've been thinking about it. It's been about a couple of days since I last saw you. And I've been thinking about it. And I just can't leave the ceiling as it is. I just can't do it. It's like just that little small panel up there. Tiny little thing like that. Had about 1 million pieces of ratchet. So I have to take the ceiling down. I just have to. Like, if I don't take that fucking ceiling down, I'm always gonna feel like the whole ceiling's filled with ratchet. So obviously put a little bit of a delay on the flipping bathroom installation because I can't really move forward without taking the ceiling down and replacing it. So that's pretty much the objective of today. Get the whole ceiling down, dispose of all the fucking rat shit, and then put a new fucking plasterboard up. I've got a new plasterboard coming on the way. I was thinking I might as well put all the waterproof plastering on the ceiling as well, because I'm going to be having baths, going to be having showers, moisture's going to rise to the top, so might as well be waterproof since I'm taking it down anyway. I probably would have left it and just done the walls and the floor waterproof, but yeah, I think it's probably for the best anyway. The only thing that kind of sucks about it is there's a high chance ratchet's going to touch me. I'm not looking forward to that. But that's basically the objective for today. So I'm probably just going to run the whole thing on fast forward and maybe do some voiceover and stuff like that. But yeah, it's time to go.
Yep, so that's what's going on today. For starters, I got to take down that start of a stud wall because it's basically redundant now, obviously, until I get the ceiling down and put it back up. But yeah, man, this was a filth job, man. It was filth. It's like, one, that plasterboard dust, you do not want to be breathing that, man. That will mess you up. So I had to have the mask on the whole time. There's bare dust everywhere. And two, although it's sped up and you can't really see it, there's really just like about 11 trillion bits of rat shit dropping out the sky. Yeah, I was trying to be careful with this as well because I wasn't sure where the wires were above the ceiling. So when I'm cutting it, I'm only cutting enough where I could break it. Because, yeah, if you go all the way through and you cut a wire, it could just be more hassle than it's worth. It was a lot. As I said in one of the previous videos, whenever you got to keep your arms above your head for long periods of time, it really puts some serious fatigue on your arms and your body in general. And yeah, all of this insulation, yeah, this old insulation, it was filled with like rat piss and rat shit. So you can't imagine like the smell and how filth it was. And I'm quite adverse to disgusting things. I don't like touching disgusting things. But in my line of work, I've really got no choice, innit? It's like I just kind of have to. But yeah, man, I'm always disgusted while I'm doing it. Yeah, so pretty much the video continues along like this sort of way for a while. So I'm going to use this opportunity to talk about another one of my key figures, the key people in my life that really helped me along the way. And this time I want to talk about my friend Kevin. And Kevin is someone I met in a firm I was working at, and I was doing a night shift. And a bit of a side note about night shifts here. Night shifts are where, generally speaking, are where lonely people go to die. That's just my opinion. So if you're doing a night shift, like, don't get mad at me, but that's what I feel about it. I hate night shifts, and I don't think I'll ever do another night shift unless I'm just working for myself and working through the night. Like, I'm okay with that, but clocking in and clocking out to some other company during the night is one of the most taxing things you can do. And it's not just because you're awake throughout the night and other people are sleeping. It's the fact that you're just in a completely different realm almost. It's like you're just by yourself. You're with the other night people, and all your other people, like the regular people in society, they're sleeping. So you can say goodbye to your relationships for starters. Like people who manage to keep a relationship whilst they're doing nights, like I don't know how they do it. Me, my relationships went to crap as soon as I started doing night shifts. And it's not just like, I don't know if you're dating or whatever, it's also like your friends, innit? Your friend, you just never see your friends ever because you're always working at night and you're always sleeping during the day. So it's a really, really hard thing to do. And I feel like most people that are doing it for not much money. I wasn't doing it for much money back then. And you could feel the depression in the air. You could feel most people are unhappy during night shifts. And that's my experience only. Like if you're doing it and you love it, you're just a different type of human to me, innit? You're just obviously built different. But me, it wasn't for me. And I could tell a lot of the people I was working with, it wasn't for them either. But there was this one guy, Kevin, and he was always positive. And he was always working on something. And I used to see him like with his books, and we spent a lot of time monitoring machines and stuff. And he was just in his books, in his papers, doing his studies. And I asked him what he was up to, yeah. And he said one day he's going to be a cab driver, a black cab driver. And if you're listening to this from another country, then I'll try and briefly explain how the black cab system works to the best of my knowledge. There's like stuff like Ubers and stuff like mini cabs or whatever, and they're just like general cabs that you can get from random companies and stuff. And they're like cheaper than black cabs, but also the drivers are not the same as the black cab drivers. The black cab drivers are like specialists in that industry. They're like the top tier. And basically they know every single London street with their eyes closed. Like they don't have to look at any paper. You tell them a specific place, within a second they'll be like, all right, cool, I know how to get there. They know all the routes. Like they've mapped out the whole of London. It's really like a high level of mastery in regards to what you have to know to pass the test to be a black cab driver. So it takes a long time. Most people, I think it takes about 3 years to get your brain sequenced up to how the London streets work. You have to study, like with an A to Z or whatever, just study every single road, and you need to memorize it. And a lot of people, they go around in a moped or something and go to each street, and they need to try and remember how to get to each place without looking at a sat nav. So this guy, Kevin, he was doing that like every night. So whilst we're doing our monitoring or whatever, he had like a purpose, and he was driven, and he was going towards this thing. And it was so inspirational because, as I say, you look around and just it looks like everyone's dying. It looks like everyone's upset. And he's just motivated.
Alright, so that's pretty much done now. Just need to neaten it out a bit, take out all the nails, and I'm waiting for my delivery of the waterproof plasterboard. I'm just gonna get it all on, and I'm gonna do the spotlights. So all that's left now until we get that delivery is to pull the nails out and clean up all the mess. So that's the fun bit. Oh, that's looking gross. Camera's dusty. It's no glamorous, you know. Anyway.
Yeah, man. Back to my guy, Kevin. Yeah, so he was basically a man on a mission. Like he was going in. He was focused on what he wanted to achieve, and he was just using the night system as a means to an end. His heart wasn't at the night place monitoring these machines. His heart was on his objective, on his purpose. And it was so inspirational. And not only was that alone a good thing, but the fact that he was aligning with his purpose, like he was aligning with his mission, it made him just a more positive person. And he was just always encouraging of anything that I was doing. And he was an older guy, and at the time I was quite young and naive and didn't have much life experience other than all the negative stuff. And he was just a positive influence to me, and he used to speak to me about a lot of things, and he gave me my first book. But at the time I didn't read it. It was The Alchemist. I have read it since, and I'm reading it again now because I've been thinking about Kevin recently. But yeah, he gave me that book and he said, read it when you want, read it when you can, and when you're done with it, give it to someone else. That's the type of person he was, isn't it? He saw value in that book, and there is a lot of value in that book, and he wanted me to get the value and then also give the value to someone else. So he's just a different type of guy, man. It's like you rarely meet people like him. He's just such a good guy, man. And he saw something in me, yeah, that he was willing to speak to me and try to encourage me. And that kind of thing's quite rare, man. Most people, they could care less about what's going on with you. They're not going to genuinely try to help you. Yeah, man, he really helps me, man. And as I say, man, just the whole thing where he's working one job, going super hard at building his dream, innit? And I'm sure you won't be surprised, but he actually done it. He completed it. He became a black cab driver, and now he's living the way he wanted to live. And I'm really proud of him, man. And I really find inspiration in the way he done that. And it makes me think about that Joe Rogan episode. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's like Joe Rogan's talking to one lady. I can't remember what her name was or what the episode was. But basically, I think she's a psychologist or something. And they were talking about how most people are just slowly dying at work. They're slowly just rotting away. And Joe Rogan relates to it. He says, yeah, he was as well at one point. And the only way out of it is to take whatever time you have to just keep on building at what you want in life. And it's so real, man. And that was what Kevin was doing. And it also relates to the whole alchemist thing. If you read that book, yeah, it's a lot about you having a personal legend, like you having something that you're supposed to be doing in life. And how a lot of people get distracted and end up doing something else, and then they become content with misery almost. Like the thing that they're doing that was supposed to be a means to an end, they end up just getting stuck there, and they don't continue pursuing the things that are really meaningful, and they really, like, that's their purpose, what they're supposed to be doing, the thing that they were working towards, but they somewhere along the line lose their passion for it or lose their drive to achieve it. And to see somebody actually pursue it, even with all the ups and downs, and eventually get there, it's really an inspirational thing. And it's like, that's the essence of success, really. Yeah, man, it's giving me goosebumps even thinking about it, man. It's really a deep thing, man. And yeah, man, I really respect Kevin, man, and I really like him. And this guy, yeah, even though he's done everything and he's achieved everything he's achieved, he still randomly will just check for me, innit? Just call me or message me or something and just say, like, I hope you're doing well, and just tell me that, like, to keep moving and keep going. And yeah, man, he, like, the other day, he just sent me a message just to tell me that he likes what I'm doing, this new content. And yeah, man, this guy, as I say, man, you don't meet people like him too often, man. He's really a special person. And I'm so happy for him, man, that things are going well for him, man. He's a great guy, man. It's mad, man. There's people who will be in a particular job and they're only there for a matter of time, man. When you meet good people, yeah, you need to enjoy their company and try and get as much knowledge as you can from them, because these people, they don't stay in one place, innit? They keep it moving, innit? They're on their path, and the time you have with them is a blessing, and you should enjoy that. You should try and soak up as much inspiration as possible, because it's easy to get overwhelmed by the opposite of that. Like when you're around negative people or people who are unimpressed with existence and they choose not to pursue anything. In fact, they use the thing that they wanted as a source of misery almost. It's like they see something that they wanted when they were younger and they say stuff like, oh, well, it's all right for some. Oh, it's this, it's that. That's not for people like me, blah, 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 all this nonsense. And that's doing yourself a disservice. And it's easy to get bogged down by that type of mentality, especially when there's a lot of people like that around you. You need to almost deflect that negativity and just stay true to your goal, innit? I would recommend you read that book, The Alchemist, because it all relates. It's the same thing. But anyway, the ceiling's off. What?
pretty much it. All the nails are out. All I've got to do now is straighten up those edges. A few of them are a bit pissed, so it's going to be difficult to get the new plasterboard on unless I straighten them out. I'll probably just use a multi-tool to do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. This bit's probably the worst bit. It's just like, that's not even barely even out. I'll probably break that bit off now. But all the other bits, I'll probably do as I get to them. So I'm going to start from that corner. But anyway, see.
So that's it, man. It's a wrap. At this point, I just gotta wait for my delivery to come in, and then I'm gonna start putting up the ceiling. If you want to stay up to date, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, like what I said about Kevin, man, it's real, man. So big him up, man. Read The Alchemist as well. That book sums up the thing that I was trying to sum up. But yeah, man, that's it, man. Peace out. Thanks for watching.